We're going to make a koala today, and we're going to start off by finding our center and going up diagonal. I want to make sure I leave about 3 fingers from the top, and I'm going to go from the center up diagonal toward my fingers and stop a little bit before you reach your fingers. And there I'm going to put a slight curved line. It's going to be almost as wide as my finger. From there I'm going to drop down diagonal, diagonal, and then I'm going to connect it together with a straight line. This is going to form the little nose. I can put 2 little lines in diagonal, diagonal, inside for nostrils. Then I draw a very, very small number 1. Look how small that is. And from there, I'm going to curve over, over, and then a slight up and a slight up to form a small little mouth. Now from here, I'm going to just go up from the nose, diagonal just a little bit with a small circle. Nose, diagonal up, just a hair. And it's going to be a tiny small circle. These are the pupils inside his eye. And to make this eyelid, I'm going to draw a line from the top of the circle down, top of the circle down. I'm touching the top of the circle, curving down, touch the top of the circle, curve down. There it is close up. The eyes are very close to the nose area. From here, I'm going to jump up about a finger space and leave a little mark. And I'm going to go down about a half a finger space and leave a little mark. I'm going to extend this as wide as the eyes. This is the top of my head. And then I'm going to come around this area, curving round, round, and then I'm going to bring out this around. I'm kind of going down, around, and then I'm going to fill in with some fur texture. When I do fur texture, I start in the head and I come out with a curve. And this just forms a broken line here to show that this little guy's furry. There. And if you have little mistakes like this line, just put some fur into it. Add some fur here and some more furry texture here just by taking it down and out, little short, choppy, curved lines. A slight curve to the line. Now the ears are going to come off of this area near the head here, this straight line here and this straight line here. So I'm going to come up diagonal. I'm going toward my corner. And I'm going to do a diagonal with a curve. So a small diagonal line and a curve on the end. And then I'm going to round the ears, leave some fur on this side, round the ears and give some fur here, fur line. And inside, fur texture. A C curve with little lines, a backward C curve here with some little furry lines. Let me show you a close-up of the ears. There you go. Now for the back, if we put our finger here directly underneath the head onto the left. I'm going to come around my finger, and then here I'm going to curve it down, diagonal, and I'm going to go to, if you line up the nose, you want to go as far as the nose, and then I'm going to go diagonal up, almost in line with the ear if you drop the ear down. So I've gone down, left a little kind of a curved point here, and up. Then I'm going to make it thicker here, so I'm going to jump over probably about 2 fingers over, put a line, and then I'm going to come down about 1 finger, put a little line, and I'm going to connect, and then I'm coming over to the hands. I'm going to go up diagonally, keeping this about 1 finger, up and round. Then this will form the paw that's hugging the tree. So I'm going to add 2 little lines in here with some claws, which is A-shape points, capital A-shape points. Now I'm going to do the back. If I go under a little bit more than 2 fingers measure, and so this is going to be the back line, it's going to come down and around. So don't end here. Skip in a little bit and come down like a giant letter C. And I'm doing it sketching. I'm kind of doing some free lines like this going back and forth to show fur texture. Now I'm going to take my finger where it ends and I'm going to make kind of a tent form, or A, the letter A, or a tent, up, back. See how I did it around my finger? I didn't do it real close. This is going to form the bend in his leg. Extend it down a little bit. Now come up in here and put a little line down diagonal. Diagonal down and up. Up and cap it off, round it. This forms his bent knee and his little foot. Put some 2 lines in for toes, and just like we did these claws, if you want to make them hooked, you can do them kind of a C curve or N curve, like a small N, and bring it back. You can hook these too by having curves on the ends. There, make them like claw looking. Alright, so now we have our arm, leg. Now we need to put the tree in. So the tree is going to be near, and it's going to be a vertical line at a slight diagonal, and we're going to overlap the koala with the tree. So I'm going to start off near the ear and go up straight and diagonal. Now I'm playing off of this line, going behind the koala, because he's on top of the tree here, behind, and I'm going to just continue this line right through. Don't go on top of his body. Go behind his body and behind his body. So his other side of his body is wrapping around the tree, and the tree is in front, and this arm is in front. This is a little overshoot here, this line. So if you've done that, just turn it some fur. Give some more fur to fix those lines. Give a little bend here if you want. You can have fur here too. So if you've made little mistakes like I did, I went down too much. Just hide it with some fur. And now, this is the one side of the tree. Now we need the other side. So you decide how thick you want this tree to be. I'm just going to end my tree off here. It's going to be a pretty thick tree. And then you can give some bark texture. And koala bears are climbing eucalyptus trees, and their bark is very flaky. So we can add some of these lines. To do the lines, I'm going diagonal, up, back, kind of like a U, or you can even make W's and come down, and vary these lines. Make some very short, some long, and leave some little lines and dashes, dashed broken lines here. There, to just give some texture. And then the rest of the picture you can add, if you want to add more branches to your picture, you can put more branches on. You can even put a little baby on the back. You make him the same as this, but you're just going to make him a little bit smaller. So you can stick your baby in. If this is a mama and has the baby on the back. You can put a bottom branch here if you'd like. Just doing some curved lines, connecting like it's actually sitting on the branch. Add some more branching structures, and branches grow thicker here, and then they go narrow at the top, and they grow up toward the sun, thicker, and then thinner. And then you can even stick some leaves on. Here's a branch if you want to do some of these eucalyptus leaves. Long, narrow, kind of cigar shaped. The tip, diagonal, diagonal, curve, curve, if you have trouble making these cigar shapes. So you can do a line, curve, curve, line, curve, curve. And they should meet at points, very tight points. So you can put in some of these curved eucalyptus leaves. Now, of course, you can make more all over your page. And then add texture, more texture as you go. And any little mistake you can hide with a leaf. Say you didn't like a leaf, an ear here or here. You can always stick branches and leaves sticking out to hide any mistake. Go right over this. You know, anytime you don't like something, change it, transform it. If you say you messed up on the mouth, put some eucalyptus leaves in his mouth. Put some in his hands here. Put part of it here. So you can easily cover any mistakes. And this is his little chest here. His little fur here. You can add some fur textures and fur texture. And then color him in and have fun.